Okay, so okay. Um, Giving him roll the die.
So yeah, the game.
9.
I didn't hear you.
9.
9. Okay. Right. Somehow having a feeling that the difficulty level of the universe has been lowered a bit, you charge the guy before you and stab straight through his shield with deadly force. He is surprised by this event. He was pretty sure you would still be playing on hard mode.
In other words, the universe took away his Red Bull.
Yeah. Right. Roll the die again.
1.
Okay. In rage, he punches you and you fly a couple of steps back. You lose 3 endurance points. You surge forward again and with a mighty swing cut deep into his shoulder.
I get the feeling he appreciates the fact that he's wearing full plate.
Roll the die again.
7.
Right. He extends his aura and launches several bolts against you, but manages to dodge almost all of them, one nicking you a slight bit in the shoulder. You lose 1 endurance point. Then you surge forward and let him feel the full brunt of your blade in a way that can only be described as very painful.
Yeah, just before we continue, we're back at the stage where we just encountered this guy, so that would mean the one of our health points would render us down to 25 at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Roll die again.
9.
Okay, you continue the attack against your shocked opponent, leaving him no room to move. He attempts to dodge to the side, trying to duck under, but your continued assault leaves him off balance, and he earns several more deadly blows all over his body. His royal blood spilling over the street. Roll die again.
9.
With one last roar of furious vengeance, you charge forward and slice through his aura and him.
So, if the royal blood he has in his veins is spilling
Well,
all
I don't
over,
actually know if he's royal blood, but he wasn't noble before, as far as I remember.
yeah, but as I was saying, if his royal blood is spreading all across the street, would you say that he's feeling blue?
At the
I
very
could not
moment
help
of
it.
his death, the shimmering web of energy that encases the Zakhan's body flare with a scarlet brilliance, so intense that you are forced to avert your eyes for fear of it blinding you. The light surges and fades, leaving behind a mound of glowing fragments that crumble and dissolve noisily until all that remains of the Zakhan and the orb of death is a dark stain on the earth where they fell.
Well,
I'm not cleaning that either.
well, King Nazgul, as this basically was when you think about it.
Spurred on by a triumph, the Anarian defenders rally themselves and counterattack to secure the west gate. The Vasagonians who gain entry are either killed or forced back into the moat as the gate is quickly retaken. A cheer resounds from the city wall, a cheer that becomes a chant carrying word of Kimah's demise to the enemy beyond the moat, and gradually the advancing legions slow to a halt as their hope of an easy victory dies. Officers ride to and fro, cursing and threatening their men with all manners of punishment, but their morale is severely shaken. The ranks of armored warriors merely stand in shocked silence and refuse to advance. The sound of distant trumpets is heard, and all eyes turn to the south to see a wave upon wave of mounted warriors emerge from the hills around water.
Huh.
They pour from every valley and pass to fill the southern flats with regiments of horsemen, resplendent in uniforms of blue, white, and grey. Our prayers have been answered, says Chiefman as he and Bainton rejoin you at the city wall. Behold, the allies of Anari have come to aid us in our darkest hour. And look, there's Gandalf at the spearhead.
If anything, if the colors they were flying were white and green and somewhat also a little golden, I would believe the fucking Rohirrim had arrived.
He points to the advancing cavalry and you recognize, fluttering from her lances, the battle standard of the 3 countries, Firalond, Lurden, and Kakush.
Ah, so essentially it just might be this world's equivalent of the flipping Rohirrim.
Then
I'm looking at my big map, and these are 3 rather large countries directly south of Anari.
which explains why they could come to the assistance, because north, west, and east were already taken.
Yeah, the south route was still open.
Yeah.
Mostly, of course, there were some scouts blocking the way.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why the enemy decided to try to storm the city now, because they were afraid if they if they just besieged the city, they would be attacked in the rear by the relief army.
sounds about right. Then the thunder of their horses' hooves fills the air, and a wave of joy surges through you as you witness their first charge devastate the enemy ranks, throwing them into chaos and confusion. A great battle ensues as the enemy slowly gather themselves to resist this unexpected assault. By noon, 2 of their armies have been smashed and routed, and the third fights a desperate rearguard action as it covers the chaotic retreat westwards. At last, the fighting around the city comes to an end, and the defenders give voice to their elation that their home has been saved from the hordes of Dark Lord Gnog. Senator Silaris proclaims you the savior of Tahau, and the victorious cheers of the citizens echo through his burning streets and across the flats that lie strewn with enemy dead. You gaze at this grim panorama, and your blood runs cold, but it is not the sight of the carnage that grips you with fear. It is your growing awareness of a powerful evil that is taking shape above the west gates. A billowing black cloud forms in the sky, and from out of this cloud there comes a harsh and terrible voice. I will be avenged! It booms, irresolute, shaking the battlements on which you stand. You steel yourself, half expecting a bolt of lightning to leap from the cloud and hurtle towards you, but no such attack materializes. Instead, the chilling voice continues in a mocking tone. Know this! You will pay for your defiance with your life. I, Knog of Moskwa, have the 3 remaining law stones that you seek, and I shall destroy them when I destroy you, Kai Lord.
So
It was nice to let you know where we have to go next time.
So if anything,
I guess next time we're going to the Darklands.
Augusta, sorry?
So if anything, instead of the whole lightning bolt from the sky, this sounds like the kind of psychological warfare that just, I know what you need and I have what you, look for, so come and get me if you want. Sort of sounds like that, yeah.
Well, gotta admit, it is a pretty sound tactical move to get the remaining law stones. While hell he's bragging about it, well, that's a failure on the villain list. But it's a classic mistake. Probably an attempt at demoralizing, but that never works on heroes. A gust of wind catches the cloud and it clears swiftly, but it leaves behind a numbing dread that fills your heart. For you sense that the words were no idle threat. The terrible voice of Dark Lord Gnog spoke the truth. Your quest has succeeded, for the wisdom and strength of the Law Stone of Tahau is now a part of your body and spirit. And your defeat of Zakhan and Kimah has turned the tide of war decisively against the Dark Lord armies. But the shocking news that the Dark Lords now possess the remaining Law Stones of Nixator heralds the start of a new and deadly perilous episode of the Magna Kai quest. If you have the courage of a true Kai Master, the challenge of recovering the last Law Stones from the clutches of your mortal enemies awaits you.
And if not, get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, that was the Cauldron of Fear. Again, I noticed that like the last one, the actual Cauldron of Fear was like the last third. But yeah. So, what did you all think?
Well, I liked it. It was pretty cool being part of such a great battle.
I feel sorry for the crocodile creatures. Can we go get them now?
Sure.
Yeah.
And now we officially proclaim in headcanon that the Kai Lord, Deep Fry Earl of Sommerlund, was kind enough to grant the Kokariks eternal employment in his shop. And those that weren't really, room for, they could still live outside. So, yeah.
Well, me personally, I like the fact that, we get to see an ancient underground dragon city, which it basically is, because dragon cities are awesome, as far as I can tell.
Reminds me, we haven't actually seen any actual dragons.
No, but I seriously hope we do. But let me see, the bad thing about it is, that Eastern guy with the death orb and the desire to kill us on the spot. That was sort of a little, if I may, are you going insane, game? This is fucking ridiculous kind of moment.
Maybe they had expected you to maybe find an item that could help you, or maybe have chose weapon skill for the bonus to combat. I don't know.
Let me see.
Conceivable, considering since different skill combinations that unlock bonuses, and you could have gotten upgrades to your sword skill. Conceivably, you could have been a lot closer, but yeah, it is what it is.
True.
As it was, there was no way in hell you survive unless you were unreasonably lucky. But yeah, so anything else to add?
No.
Well, the whole thing about this battle here, and yeah, I know I made a lot of Lord of the Rings references, but seriously, some of these situations sound like it. But yeah, I do not really have anything to add, and now someone I do not know is calling my phone. Whatever. But yeah, I do not really have anything else to add.
Given
No.
Well, in that case, this has been Eric Cobra.
And Rana Naraja.
Warlord 1.
And Kimah.
And this has been Let's Play Lone Wolf Blind. See you all around, folks.
See you around.
See ya!
Bye bye.